Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some more RimWorld. Alrighty, so in this episode, what we're gonna do is we are going to get the remaining viewer characters added to our colony, and even if this episode has to be 3 hours long, we are gonna get weapons, armor, and potentially 1 or 2 more Psylinks for our people. One thing I do want to bring up straight away, by the way. In the last episode, I brought up using a waifu anomaly mod. Now, I asked your guys' opinions, and I pretty much said, if most people say no, I'll remove it. If most people say yes, I'll keep it. Well, little did I know, as of the time of recording this particular section, it is more or less a even split right down the middle. So 50% of people said yes, keep the anomaly waifu, and 50% of people said no, be gone with her. So that kind of puts me in a bind, because I was, kind of expecting it to lean either super hard yes or super hard no. That's not what happened. So what I'm gonna do, because I don't want anyone to feel like excluded from the series purely because I'm using like a waifu mod, or you feel like you saying no didn't have any effect on me keeping it or not. I don't want anything like that to be the case. So what I'm gonna do, I have removed a handful of stuff from the anomaly waifu stuff. For example, every single one of the flesh beasts will get changed. I went ahead and removed all that. So all the flesh beasts are still going to look like normal flesh beasts. The ghouls and zombies and stuff, they're just going to look totally normal as well. So whatever race they spawn as, that's just how they're going to look. I don't know what happened to this guy, by the way. He just kind of keeled over dead. But oh, did the monkeys kill him? Sorry. But I don't want it to feel like your guys' opinion doesn't matter. So because it's a bit of an even split, I have removed a fair handful of stuff from the anomaly waifu mod. That way, it kind of fits with the split that happened as far as keeping it or not. So not everything anomaly related is going to be changed, but not every anomaly thing from the waifu mod is going to be there. And I feel like, as of this moment, that's the most fair way to do it. Now, if you guys start leaning more towards, oh, we should remove it, then I'll just remove it. But if more of you guys start leaning towards yes, I think we'll just keep it how it is right now, with some of it removed, some of it still added, and we'll just keep going that way. But if it does end up leaning more towards no, then I will just remove it entirely, and that'll be what we do. So I think that's the most fair way to do it. I really was not expecting a 50-50 split. So, it doesn't happen often, but I also feel like this is the best way to kind of go around that. Now, on to the actual video. Here's what we're doing. We have a whole lot of stuff queued up to be researched. Reason for it, we need a whole lot of stuff researched. So, I'm kind of just going down the list. I want to try beer brewing. Issue with that, beer brewing is really difficult, so I don't know if it's going to go good or bad, but we're certainly going to try. And in terms of what we're doing, gas operations, sterile materials, devil strand, then purely because of all of the modded stuff that we have added, and we're not even going to be able to do this until somebody has, I think it's like 12 in planting and stuff. Neutroa leaf planting, then Neutroa leaf refining. So it is a way for us to get Neutroa leaf without... Or no, I'm sorry. It's a way for us to get Neutroa mine without needing to 100% buy it. But the conversion is very, very poor. So I think it's fair enough, especially with all the modded stuff that we're doing. But we'll see. Honestly, I might not even end up using it that much, but it is a supplementary thing. Then we're working on fishing, psychite tea, pemmican, carpet making, beer brewing, cocoa, noble decorations, harp, long blades, harpsichord, noble apparel rank 2, and then caster gear. So it's a whole lot of supplementary stuff. But hopefully it'll actually help us out quite a bit. So we'll just see how it goes. Ideally, this is going to be a pretty good episode for progress. And now that I have all the announcement stuff out of the way, let us begin with the episode. Also, I did remove one of our storage mods because, frankly, it just adds a whole lot of bloat, and a lot of the stuff that you can make stores like 120, but it costs 600 steel to make, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just be rid of that. And so yeah, that's why all of our food is just currently on the ground. We do still have storage mod stuff, but that particular one was just a little bit too much. This feels super bad. Yeah, this feels super, super bad, but, we need hemogen, and unfortunately, these travelers are quite the good source of it. Not to mention, I also do want to, get some new recruits if possible, so, unfortunately, this is just what we gotta do. And it won't just let me arrest you? Dang. Dang. Well, we got one. That's something. Still doesn't feel good. But at least we got one. Why is this happening so much? A contract miner named Keegan has arrived and wants to join the colony. Is it... Okay, wait a second. I think I actually have a theory. Is it because I have strategically kept our wealth as low as physically possible? And so the game thinks, ah yes, you need more people. Is that what's going on here? It must be. Okay, well, granted, we've had, what, maybe 2 or 3 of our total people have been from Wanderers, and one of those Wanderers is because when it's a high enough, tier, we have a chance for somebody to wander in from here? I don't know. But what I do know... Actually, first, what I do know... Barnes is apparently unwaveringly loyal to no one, so... That's certainly something, but it is a very tiny hemogen farm, which will be nice. So I'm thinking we stockpile hemogen packs, and Crimson just keeps giving everyone a little nibble every so often, and we just kind of work from there. But as for that Wanderer, you know, even though it says Keegan, what I think it meant to say was the name Zero. And, of course, Zero decided to show up at night, because, you know, everyone loves showing up at night. So, it's, you know what, we'll show off Zero properly as soon as it turns daytime. Alrighty, now that it's daytime, Zero has joined us. So, as far as bio and everything, I kept everything the same. which does mean that we're going to have to convert Zero, but I was told, make Zero as close to the LobCorp playthrough as possible. So, purple hair that covers one eye, a little bit bushy in the back. I feel like it's pretty close. And in LobCorp, Zero has blue eyes, so I decided to carry that over. Overall, I think it's pretty close. I think it's pretty cute. So, that's exactly what we have here. As for childhood and adulthood, story writer and menagerie keeper with the traits of fast learner, so pick up skills a lot quicker, quick sleeper, only needs to sleep for half the time, and bisexual, because wow, a lot of our colony is bisexual. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm saying I've noticed. So it's no wonder that we're having a whole lot of relationship shenanigans, because everyone loves everyone. Everyone here dotes on one another, and I think that's wonderful. Now, as for what we're gonna do next, we need armor, and we need armor quite badly. So, Zero, we are gonna set you to be on melee duty. Also, you only need to sleep for half the time, so I'll need to adjust that. But let's see, assign Zero, melee. Oh boy. Can we please make that armor? Who's in charge of this? Suki, what are you doing? You're hauling stuff. Okay, that's not bad. You're building the security doors over here. Okay, you know, not terrible. I agree with this decision. That's fine. We do need the security doors, so alright, fine. But I would really like you to work on this. You know what, Suki? Focus on crafting, pretty please. We need armor. If another attack happens and we are once again underprepared, it's just not gonna be good. So, you know what? Let's focus down the armor right now. Also, Ruby. Okay, you are wearing a hood. You're wearing a hood, cape, hood, cape. Okay, great. So, Chalky and Crimson now should be happy. Okay, well, maybe not happy, but you guys at least don't have a debuff, so we take that. Because some of our roles require that we wear a hood and, robe, so... Also, Obelisk study complete. Crimson has completed her investigation of the corrupted obelisk. She has discovered a method for safely deactivating the obelisk using shards of archotechnology. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I kinda don't want to shut it down. So if we made a clone of somebody, right? That wouldn't be a bad thing. Although, see, because I don't know, because there's like some debuffs with that, right? And then there's always a chance that like something goes wrong. I mean, I guess that's, you know, just inherently what happens when you're messing with anomaly stuff. Sister of Kale and lover of Chalky. What? Huh. Chalky. Oh, you must have quite the array of special friends now, don't you? There are so many bodies everywhere. Oh my goodness. We need to start just putting these bodies next to our devourer trees, I think. The only thing is we get unhappy with bodies, so it's like, we could always make Crimson do it. After all, she is the resident ruler psychopath, so, you know, there's that. If we could get some bioferrite flooring, too, that would actually help with our whole containment situation. Of which, apparently, you are going to try and escape in about 14 years, so, Do you just always try to escape? Or is it because of this holding platform? If we move this holding platform to a totally different room, are you still going to try and escape? Probably not, considering multiple holding platforms. Minus 22. Okay. I see. So that is what the problem is. Okay. Well, that's good to know, because now we could just do that, and then turn this on, and then we can move this over here, and then we can move the other one over there as well when the time comes. Okay, so note to self, the anomaly rooms need to be very, very tiny. They do not need to be big at all. Alright. Well, you know what? It's good to know, at least. Bartos! Wearing some armor, are you? I don't believe that you're set to be a fighter, though. No, you're not. Looks like I need to adjust the clothing apparel. But, hey, I'm not gonna judge Bartos for actually gearing up. It's not a bad thing. It's just, you know, not preferred. 5 Glitter World medicine? Just from, like, some dudes? Okay. Sure, yeah, why not? Bring it on, I guess, thanks. We will remember your kindness in the years to come. This you can be certain of. Yeah, so all of our animals are dying because apparently we don't have enough food because fires keep burning all of our hay grass. So that's a bit unfortunate. Also, some fires destroyed one of our fences, so I'm currently replacing it with a marble fence. And ideally, that should work significantly better. But yeah, we're probably gonna need to get some more animals here in a minute. And as far as Zero getting converted to the Church of the Black Goddess, you are currently at 37% certainty with the balanced army, which is, apparently supremacist violent conversion and craft culture. So yeah, we're gonna need to get you off of that as soon as possible. I am also kind of expanding our prisoner room because prisoners are less likely to try and escape if they're happy. So I'm building a table so they can eat. I'm building a checkerboard so that they have something to do. Suki apparently collapsed while crafting. And then I'm also going to open this little alcove so that our prisoners can have some daylight time. So I'm also building some marble walls and another security door. That way they can be out and about. Then, as far as our anomaly containment unit goes, she is still trying to escape, albeit in like 15 years or something, but still. So, what I'm thinking, we're just going to smooth the walls, that way there's a bit more wall strength. We already have a security door, we already have the electric inhibitor. Now, if I put a standing lamp, as well as borderline freeze the room solid, that should make it to where this Sight Stealer here is effectively just going to be unlimited free bioferrite and study. Ideally. We'll see how that goes. Once we have an electric inhibitor in here as well, we can actually have... Oh, excuse me. We can have a lot more containment units, but we don't have the electric inhibitor just yet, so only one for now. And would you look at that? Neutral leaf planting. You know, I want to show you the neutral leaf. So, to plant it, we need a minimum skill of 12, which is more than Devil Strand. Makes sense. Then we can convert it into Neutral Mine, and I believe it is literally a 1-to-1 conversion. And growing time of 15 days. So, yeah. And then I think it takes, like, 15 crafting or something to actually make it into Neutral Mine. So, you know, I know it's not a mod for everyone, but honestly, it seems balanced enough. So I'm just going to make this little pocket of rich soil into our Neutral leaf, and we'll see what happens. Slowly but surely, we're bringing all of our animals back into the pen because they did get out, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And then I'm also trying to actually build them a little bit of hay grass. That way they don't die. Jockey, when can you convert? In 2.5 days. Okay. Well, fair enough. You know, I saw a tooltip from the game, and it said something along the lines of, like, you know, some animals explode. And if... and you can transport animals with transport pods. Think about it. That's literally what the tooltip said. Give or take, maybe I messed up the words a tiny bit. But, like, does that mean theoretically, if we just had, like, 20 boomalopes and we dropped a bunch of transport pods onto an enemy base, would it just nuke it off the planet? Something to think about. Turtle, don't do it! Woo! Okay, the turtle did not manage to interrupt us. It was close, but still. Wow, Kale and Silvermane, you guys really got to work on your expertise in combat. So this turtle's just gonna keep coming back to life, right? Am I mistaken in that? How many zombies are we up to? The map says we have 2. So you know what? Could be worse. It'll be fine. Are you worried about zombies? I'm not. It's fine. Probably. I mean, it helps that the Royal Tribute Collector is out in town. Ooh, Bioferrite. Wait, infinite cheese? Just keep killing the corpses? This corpse is down to 11%, by the way, so that is really unfortunate if it comes back to life. Also, we are getting a -1 every time we extract some Bioferrite from Raiderman here. But, they already hate us, so, I mean, is there really that big of a difference? Not really. Let's go ahead and haul these Hemogen packs. That way they are out of reach of our prisoners. Okay, let me do that. Research for fishing. Yeah, there's a few zombies out and about. Apparently, somebody is in combat. Oh, it's because this turtle came back to life. Right. So, theoretically, though, can we capture it and study it, as well as extract some Bioferrite? Because, I mean, if we can, that seems real good. Donk. Okay, well, it died, so not yet. Actually, no, I guess not. So this thing is just gonna keep coming back to life, right? And we can't just light it on fire because we don't have any fire weapons. Well, you know what? I have an idea. What if we shrink the zone in which we put bodies? So we shrink it to, like, right about there. And then we do... Let's do some walls. So, like, wall here, and then we do a roof area. Well, we can't put it over the Harbinger tree. Okay, so addendum to that. What if we do it like this? Yeah, something like this, maybe. And then that way, all 3 Harbinger trees can reach the corpses, which are ideally just going to be sitting right in this cozy little spot. And then all 3 can eat corpses, but the corpses should not be in reach of any kind of death pall. Maybe that'll work? I don't know, unfortunately. And we can't just go capture these, can we? No, not really. Oh, wow, nice shot, Anna. I mean, if you could just knock it down, honestly, Anna, that would be perfect. If you could just knock it down... That better not be eating Anna. Okay, so it is dead. Okay. Anna, let's... Okay, it's eating the turtle directly below Anna. I was gonna say, Harbinger trees do not eat living things, do they? Also... Chalky courted Suki by making an observation about epistemology. The death pall rages on. And yet, progress has never been smoother. Apparently Anna's in a fight. You got this, Anna. You got him. Yeah! Well done. So, there's a mod called Una Royal Dresses, I believe. And let me just show you. I'm going to move Crimson to where you can actually see her. Look at this dress. It is gorgeous. So, it is called the Una Gothic Dress. As far as defenses go, it's not fantastic, but we can still wear a helmet, we can still wear pants, and we can still wear clothing underneath it. So, effectively... Oh, and we could still wear a flak vest. So, not only is Crimson gonna look like an absolute royal, but she's also still going to be quite heavily defended. Also, I think I mentioned this, but paradoxically, using an L-Tex dagger is making Crimson unhappy. Because it's a dagger, so it's not as impressive enough as it should be. Which is just stupid and lame, but whatever. We'll fix that when we can fix it. There is still quite a few corpses still out and about, so little tiny bit of a problem, but that's fine. Anna, you're in a situation. And we still don't have melee weapons. Alright, you know what? Crimson, come help. Suki, you also come help. Let's just get Anna out of there before anything too bad happens. And, not to mention, despite the fact that Crimson can and will be still fairly tanky, while being very pretty, so says I, we also still can do the Blood Link, so any damage she does take gets redirected to somebody else. That being said, Anna is losing this fight super badly. Oh, well, Anna is being beaten on by 4 different shambling corpses, so yeah, that's a bit of a problem. We're almost there, Anna! We're almost there! Survive! Well, Anna's down. Okay. Expected. Expected. That's right. Crimson has a lot of hemogen, so we will be fine. You dare hurt my subordinates? Perish. Dunk. Okay, Crimson, before anything else, come over here and coagulate on Anna. You are going to take a little bit of damage, but that's fine. Anna, stop running! There we go. 23 wounds tended. My goodness. Woo! Okay, rescue Anna. Good job, Anna. You held off pretty well. There was just a lot of them, and you were in a bad space. This death pall is becoming a bit of a problem. So, you know what? Schedule, everybody, stay inside. Just avoid the death pall for the time being. Crimson, did you just drop Anna? You better believe you did! Go rescue Anna first. Okay, good. Our hens are dying, whatever. Well, actually, they're gonna come back to life, so that's something. You know, this area... No. This area is really good at spreading fires. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone who can really do a trade, so... Suki, you're up. Toxic City opportunity, probably not gonna do that, at least not yet. Suki, where you at? Okay, trading with Sammy, let's see what they got. Medicine, some weapons. What the heck is this? Polearm tip with a sharp... Oh, I see, it's a stabby, pokey, bajiggy. Well, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna sell you all of this stuff that we're absolutely not using, and you'll give us 72 silver. Yeah. Hey, can we buy your medicine while you're at it too? It's a minus 188, but oh well. Ooh. I'm kinda, ooh. This Eltex sword and Eltex mace. See, here's the deal. Suki is gonna be a Psycaster. So an Eltex mace would probably be really good. Eltex sword would probably be really good for Crimson. You know what? Fine. Oh, that's painful. But it must be done. Also, let me look at the Psycasting that Suki needs, because we have not spent these points yet, and we need to do it. We have a lot of Psycasters that are waiting to be used, by the way. So, what I've basically done, I don't know if I said this in a video, but I definitely said it in the Discord, is I'm effectively going to be locking people to one path per character. So, for example... He's not here yet, but Puppeteer is going to be used. Rune Forger is going to be used. Warlord is going to be used. Yeah, so do still need to work on that. The only one I'm going to let have two is people with a royal title. So, for example, right now, just Crimson. I know, favoritism, I know, but still. I'm also debating giving Suki another, just spending one of our Psycasting levels so that Suki can actually do something else, as well as a focus type, but it'll be fine. Let me see what Suki wanted. Alright, figured out which one it was. So, it was either Dark or Cryo Paths. So, Frost Shaper I would consider Cryo, right? I believe that's the only one that we actually have. That's as far as Cryo. Dark, I imagine Necropath would fit. And Night Stalker. See, I see both working, right? So, I'm leaning either Frost Shaper or Night Stalker. If we do Night Stalker, that basically makes it so that Suki becomes effectively like an assassin. Whereas Frost Shaper is like, I will freeze the living. You know, stuff like that. Frost Shaper, from what I recall, is pretty good. But Night Stalker. You know what? Suki requested passions in shooting and melee, so therefore, Suki wants to fight. So Night Stalker it is. So first things first, gives a targeted pawn a membrane which allows him to see equally well in darkness and daytime. Duration scales with target's psychic sensitivity. Then we can make darkness wherever we so choose. Why not? Let's do some dark vision. It takes 30% psychic sensitivity, but let's go ahead and just use it on Suki. Let's see what happens. So now... Oh! Okay, so 2 days. Although, what do you mean times 0%? I guess that means that there's no debuff? Don't know. That one, unsure about. Unsure. Either way, I actually think that that's going to fit Suki a lot. Being able to just strike from the shadows and things like that. I was really debating the cryo path. But that's okay. Chalky currently on an insulting spree against Bartaz. Luckily, Chalky is a lot slower than Bartaz, so not quite able to keep up with the insults, at least not right now. So what we need to work on is we need to replace the fences with actual, like, marble and limestone and stuff. That way they're not going to be burnt. Sleeping sickness. Oh my god! 6 of our colonists have sleeping sickness! What? So I'm guessing, what, it just kills us? Ugh. Wonderful, frickin' just wonderful. At least it progresses slowly, so developing immunity probably won't be too bad, but oh well. You know, I'm real tempted to just do a duplication. First things first. 0, I want you to be on our side. You are low enough that I think this should work out really, really well. Bartaz, you're currently in Crimson's chair. Don't let her know about that. So let us all gather around and welcome 0 into our block, so to speak. Yippee! 0.03%. Okay, so it didn't work. That's infuriating that that has happened twice now. Oh, boy. So, because Crimson went into death rest and nobody decided to warden the obelisk, it is now activating. The air around it crackles with energy. Duplicates of your colonists will soon appear with murderous intent. Be careful. Unstable energy is coursing through the obelisk, and it could explode at any moment. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, they're inside. Well, goodbye, Obelisk. I, intended to make use of you, but it seems that didn't quite work out. The LobCorp management has, taken effect, I see. Alright. Suki, get on up in there, start fighting. Silvermane, take a good tactical position, start fighting. 0, go after this copy of Bartals. Crimson currently running to get a weapon, the other Eltex one. Okay, Crimson is now equipped. So Crimson, go after this copy. Wow, Suki taking a fair... Well, no, I thought she took a lot more damage than she actually did. We're fine. We're so good. Okay, one copy of Bartol's is down. Well, looks like we got ourselves a hemogen farm, huh? Okay, then we can capture this copy of Ruby. So Crimson, come over here, coagulate this copy of Ruby. Well done. Now capture. Okay. Well, all things considered... Oh, there actually is still one more copy of Bartaz. Suki Silvermane. Head in here and handle it. Anything else on the map? Was that all the copies? Yes. Okay. Could have been worse. Could have been better. Oi! Okay, now this one, on the other hand, we're just gonna have to let die, I'm pretty sure. Because I don't think we're gonna be able to save this copy. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to save this copy. By the way, I'm trying to get... Oh, I'm trying to figure out a way to where we can expand our little prison here while letting them go outside and giving them air conditioning. Honestly, it's not really working, but the theory is there, so I don't know. We're probably just gonna have to deal with it. Maybe put like a wood cooler or something. But either way, the attack has been dealt with. This copy does unfortunately need to die, though, so unfortunate. But it is what it is. We have lost our pillar, but we've gained a little bit of a hemogen farm. And at some point, we can also try to just convert them to be on our side, which will probably be quite nice as well. You know what? Kale, come tend. Well, on a more positive note, we did get it fully studied before it exploded. We also do get a shard from it, and, provided that they both survive, we have a little bit of a hemogen farm, which we can potentially turn either the Ruby or Bartaz clone into our second hemogen requiring character. So we'll just see how that goes, I guess. But just a little unfortunate that you know, didn't end up quite working out for us. But you know, what are you gonna do? So for prisoner, hemogen farm. Hemogen farm. They will try to escape in a while. Huh. Well, I guess we'll just see how it goes for now. For now, you know what? Plenty of hemogen to be had. Let's just make the most of it, and if we can convert them into another sanguiphage, this one being a viewer character, then so be it. Well, at least we will have gotten something out of the pillar. Now, as far as our actual characters go, you can see we actually have a little bit of armor and stuff to work with. So, you know, progress has been made. We're actually somewhat outfitted. It's just, you know, taking a little while to actually fully get ready because we just have so much to do in this colony. And honestly, the walking around time, yeah, it's starting to catch up to us. It's starting to be a little bit of a problem, I'll be honest. Volcanic Winter for pay. Huh. It'll reduce sunlight for 16 days, seriously harming the local ecosystem. for Glitter World Medicine and uranium, or a telescope and 750 silver. Interesting. I don't know. I mean, more Glitter World Medicine is never, like, a bad thing. And the telescope is a unique recreation type. And it's 158 uranium. We have 7 days to think about it. Let's make sure that we're actually somewhat prepared for it before we do that. Oh, we just got a bunch of random goats. Okay, well, there's milk. I don't know. We're actually not doing too great on food. So if we can't do any plant growth, that's actually a really big problem. So unfortunately, it seems like we're not going to be able to take that quest. At least not in our current state. Well, we got another raid to deal with. This time, it is 1 guy and 3 boars. Well, I think we should be able to handle that. Although, fairly sure that these boars are going to hit like an absolute truck, but still. Oh, this guy is so fast. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he is very, very fast. Okay, our Awakened Dryad is under attack. That's fine. Crimson, get in there. Then, Silvermane, get closer. Now, start firing. And Crimson, start attacking. Okay, let's get a little closer. Alright, both of you, do what you need to do. I'm confident that we should be okay. He's already running just from us killing his boars. Although he definitely does not want to leave our elephant alone, so it looks like we're going to have to do more than a little bit of damage to him. It's also a random goat. I guess that's ours. What is this? What are you doing? What? What just happened? What just happened? Huh? Okay, so... What just happened? That makes close to no sense. So... Okay, I guess that was him doing whatever that channel ability was. But then... Huh? What just happened? So, first of all... Our elephant just flat vanished. First and foremost. It is... gone completely, not even a corpse. I guess it died? I don't know what happened there. Our elephant just immediately gone, teleported to no man's land, I guess. We didn't even get a death notification that our elephant had died. But then he randomly just did like 1,000,000 damage to both Crimson and Anna, who he soloed. Okay. Unusual. But, alright then. I guess Yadikins are a lot more dangerous than I thought they were. So much so, I didn't even think that that was a fight we could have lost. Sure, yeah. You know what I think we need to do? We need somebody who's just dedicated 100% to farming. Honestly, I think we're gonna make that be Bartaz. And then Kale, you will be on you'll be on harvesting duty. So, ideally, there should never be a down moment where we're not able to have food. At least, ideally. Let's also go ahead and get all the berry bushes. And 0 has been converted to the Black Court. Alright, Crimson, while you're back over here delivering that, go ahead and also pick your sword back up. Okay. Okay, you know what? I think it's important enough, because we're low enough on food, and we have so many people at this point, I'm actually just gonna expand our food making just a tad. That way we can potentially cook 2 meals at once. I think we're getting to the point where it's actually going to be borderline required. We have a lot of potatoes, a lot that still needs to be harvested. Nobody has come down here to actually do grass yet, so right now it's all hay grass that's all ready to be harvested. Nobody's even harvested it. We've just had too much going on. So I'm gonna cancel both of these. If our animals starve, so be it. It's food. But it's also a lot less that we actually need to worry about. Also, this corn is ready to go. You know what? I think we need 2 people who are set to just, like, harvesting for the most part, because it's getting to the point where we really need it. Unfortunately, no one else is good at it. Acacia... Yeah, you know what? Let's split your priority between plant cutting and harvesting, because we do need to upkeep the connection strength, but we also need to harvest. That way we can actually make food. Because, when we're having to feed... How many people do we even have now? 13 mouths to feed, 3 of which are prisoners. Yeah, that's a lot. No wonder our food has been depleting like crazy. My goodness. I mean, hey, if none of us minded, nutrient paste, that would actually be the best case scenario. Unfortunately, yeah, we want non-nutrient paste stuff, so little bit of a problem there. Also, we have, in fact, so much on our electrical grid now that we now need to make a second toxifier generator in order to keep up with the amount of power that we're using. Nice issue. Little unfortunate, but nice issue. So, we're gonna go make that right now. We do have 3 Pollux bushes, which are helping us clear a lot of the leftover toxic waste and whatnot. Not to mention, this pollution pump is doing its absolute darndest, and when this pollution pump is finally all done... In fact, it's all done right now. Okie dokie then what we're gonna do is let's go ahead and bring it right over here. There we go. So, 2 pollution pumps, 2 toxifier generators, and eventually we will have a geothermal generator as well. And then we can wall off the entire thing in like 2 or 3 thick walls. So even if they go directly to it to attack it, guess what? We have so much time to actually get over there that it won't even matter. So, yeah. I will say, though, some of you guys did warn me that the commute times of this base layout was going to be a problem. I thought it would be fine. I was clearly very, very wrong. Because, yeah, the commute times, I think, are, like, one of the worst things that's happening to us right now. Oh, would you looky there? We have some visitors. Two Celestia elves. Sounds impressive, but does it live up to the name? Who's to say? Well, either way, we've got enough power now. Or Our medicine maker is not doing super well, but alas, it is what it is. And once we harvest all this hay grass, this is going to be turned back into rice, and from then on... Okay, well, unfortunate. But from then on, at the very least, we're going to have such a surplus of food income that we should be fine. I saw that Ruby has died, and I panicked. But it meant fake Ruby. Dude, no one is okay, is my scheduling just bad here? Because nobody is taking care of this stuff. Like, Crimson, you're on warden duty. And we have multiple other people on warden duty. Just nobody wants to do it, or what? Well, okay then. Fine. Well, that's one less mouth to feed, so blessing in disguise, I guess. And our visitors didn't stay too terribly long either, which is fine. Well, since we actually have quite a few Hemogen packs, I am just going to build a few / a ton death rest amplifying things for Crimson. Also, we can do our yearly celebration of life with an expected quality of 100%. Technically, it has an 80% chance of being good, and the other two are just meh. We also do have another quest to pick up, which is poor little Booker. He wants you to take care of his favorite pet. We could do that for some honor. Yeah, we could easily do that for some honor. You know what? Pet bed. Wait. There we go. We'll build it right here once we're done with our yearly festival. Let it be known that, despite everything, we have survived. And from this moment forth, we thrive. Unforgettable. +8 mood for 6 days. Unfortunately, no random joiners, but you know what? Whatever. That's fine. Bartaz and Anna need some medical treatment. Kale, come tend here, and where's Anna? And then, once Anna's in bed, go ahead and come tend to her. Okay, Silvermane, come deconstruct these. I must test my theory. There we go. Okay, now, does this keep in the temperature? We're gonna set it to a nice 62. Yes? Yes, it does! Oh my goodness. Okay, so even though, I mean, it's an animal flap, so that might feel pretty bad for fake Bartaz and Barnes, but, you know, at least you guys get to go outside now, maybe? Possibly? I guess we'll see. Okay, Crimson, go ahead and work on this animal bed. Boop. And now, quests, except for honor, with Crimson. And Booker has arrived. Okay, you're tending. Kale, you're busy. You're busy. Who is not busy? Acacia, you know what? You're up. Go ahead and get Booker into this bed. There we go. Nice. Okay. Well, it's been a long and arduous process, but you know what? We're finally in a situation where we're gonna be A-okay. I see the Hemogen solidifier is also going to need constant upkeep of fuel. This is where the Hemogen pipes would come into play. Well, at least we know. As for anomaly research, we can now... I'm gonna go for disruptor flares. That seems like a pretty good idea to me. Also, proximity detectors. Let's put some of those up right now before it is way too late. I'm gonna put one outside the entrance and one all the way inside. Because if they're inside our base, there's literally nowhere else to go, so we know where to go. Technically, we don't have enough bioferrite right now, but as soon as we pull it out of these two machines, we'll have 45, so that is A-okay with me. How are you doing, little wild boar? Well enough, I suppose. We, unfortunately, are going through quite a bit of steel, so we're gonna need to fix that as well. But there is a whole lot of steel all over the map, if we don't mind going across the map to get it. Also, I do have this set up to be dug out just to slightly speed up our process. We could open this up, but I feel like that would be a bad idea. No, you know what? You know what? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. There's so much to mine. Forget about it. Don't even go around. Just do what you're gonna do. We have stuff queued up to be mined. We'll mine it when the time comes. Okay. And even though we had to enforce it, Bartos has now opened up... hang on a minute. Can't do it with wood. Let's see. Just make it out of... make it out of marble. Nice hard bed. But we can now finally get a tiny hospital actually built and ready to go. That's going to be very helpful, because now our tending is going to be better, recovery is going to be better. Ugh, everything is going to be better. That's all that matters. It's all going to be better. Uh-oh, no storage connected. Oh, so none of these are even going to work without a Hemogen pipeline, huh? I see. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, well, they're built. They're just not gonna do a whole lot for now. That sucks. Okay, well, better late than ever, I guess, to find out. Oh, good! You know, I was wondering when the next raid was gonna be.
The fleshed beasts. The ground seems to be giving way. The sounds of writhing flesh and cracking bones can be heard from below.
Underground emergence. Emergence in 3 seconds.
Well, certainly not ideal, is it? Everyone get into position. It appears as though the so-called flesh beasts wish to tango. They've emerged!
Well, here they come.
I don't know if we're gonna get into position quite quick enough, but what I do know is we're certainly going to try.
So, our animals, most likely, not gonna be doing so good. If anything, though, I would prefer they go for the animals instead of us. Alright, Crimson is first on the scene. After all, as a ruler, you must be there first and foremost, right? Alright, here we go. Dunk. Oh my... Okay, Crimson just immediately one-shotting the finger spike. To be fair, they are very, very squishy. We're not so much worried about their tankiness, so much as we're worried about the amount of them. Like that. Alright, Silvermane. Start shooting. Crimson, attack this one. Zero, head to the right, because they're gonna try and cut us off. And Anna, I want you going with Zero. Suki is just about down here. So Suki, I want you to start making your way towards the pit. Now, they do have the potential to hit very, very hard. Crimson, ooh, getting a down on what in a... Ooh, wait a minute. Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. You just wait a gosh darn second there. We can actually hold that one. Silvermane, capture the finger spike. Then Suki, help out... Oh, help out here. Okay, good stuff. Now, Suki and Crimson, both of you, head for the pit. We're gonna close it down. Anna and Zero. Oh, they're attacking us. Dude, even the flesh beasts go for our power? Really? Ugh.
Can nothing just let us generate power?
All we're doing is polluting the world. It's not even that big of a deal. By the way, we got a new research. Summon flesh beasts. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. We also only have 2 more basic anomalies to discover before we have discovered everything under the basic tree. So there is that. Let's see. Can we... Okay, you... Crimson, fill in this burrow. Suki will protect you. Then Anna and Zero on the way over to deal with these. Oh, Anna getting a beautiful hit with the Giga Sword. Okay. All right, Anna, you got this. You got this. It's low health. It's a bad start, Anna. Well, we got there in the end. Okay. Well, here's the good news. We have repelled the invaders. No more beasts to be worried about here. Alright, good job, everybody. That could have been way worse. Way, way, way worse. And, would you believe it, we now have another entity that we can study. And, apparently, it's actually in range for the bioferrite harvester. Unsure how that's working. I thought it's only 1 per, but I'm not gonna say no. Okay, hey, that's just more bioferrite for us. Eventually, what we can do is we can actually do some bioferrite plating, just like all across right here, and then boom. Containment strength of this room absolutely skyrockets. Oh, and interestingly enough, because the pillar destroyed itself, we actually have a shard inhibitor, which means we can have these 2 in this room, and it's all but completely fine. That is actually best case scenario, because ideally, I want to be able to capture 1 more thing on top of this, and then, ideally, with enough electric inhibitors and everything, we should be able to just have 3 lesser creatures in this room that we're studying, harvesting, potentially even getting some electricity out of, and it'll be very, very good for us. We're not quite there yet, but we will be soon enough. Rat palm tree. What? It can only grow on polluted terrain. Ah. I see. Well, you know what? Our 2 pumps are doing their absolute darndest, okay? It takes a minute. Speaking of, how's Booker doing? Departing in 11 days, still doing good. Needs to eat soon, that's fine. Food stockpiles we're doing absolutely beautifully on now. Oh, that feels so good. What a relief. especially because all it's going to take is another heat wave, and then suddenly, uh-oh, we can't do anything, uh-oh! I also don't really want to get rid of these 3 Harbinger trees, because honestly, we don't even need to use the extra energy or wood or anything to burn corpses. These Harbinger trees are just dealing with it for us. And because this little area is now roofed, ideally, it should just be completely fine. Let's see. How about our waifu? Running in 18 years, running in 6.1, running in 108. Okay, so they are still going to try and escape eventually. So we do need to make note of that. But, I mean, it's manageable. It could be a lot worse. Hey, a solar flare. How quickly are they running now? 18 years, 6.4 years? Oddly not that bad. You know, the one bad thing about having this many chickens, though, good lord, do they mow through hay grass. If we can get a general merchant, I'm gonna sell off most of these chickens and stuff because my goodness, there's just too many of them. And it looks like Silvermane is putting in the warning. So, this proximity detector has a huge range to protect us from unseen threats. And even if said unseen threats get by, this one will alert us if it gets even remotely close to any of our other facilities. And because of how we have the entire base laid out, if it does get to this one, ideally, we can then immediately jump out of bed, jump it, or completely pincer attack it by coming in through the main entrance. Ideally. Now, that's not to say that a random drop pod won't just instantly ruin all of our plans, but, you know, we're not there yet. Although, our wealth is at 74k, so it's not gonna stay that way. There's gonna come a time where it's like, oh, what's that? Oh, I guess you just lost your entire base because yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to build anything to actually capture it in time. So unfortunately, well, you know what? That passing visitor almost got it. All things considered, that was not a bad attempt for just some shaman against a ghoul. That was... Look, we gotta give it to you. That was legit. But we'll take the rest from here. You, you might want to walk off those wounds of yours, you know, just saying. Just saying. Well, dark vision is unfortunately not going to get much use here, but that's okay. Anna currently using a melee weapon, by the way, just because we don't have a good ranged one.
The ghoul has been felled.
It is not dying. So, theoretically... Oh, this is such a bad idea. Look, I recognize this is a bad idea. But what if we, you know, just stick it in the research room? Then we can get rid of this boar, and we can put the ghoul in this room instead. I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, let's give that a try. Whether it's a good idea or not remains to be seen. By the way, we have torrential rain going, and because we just figured out what a ghoul is, we can now make one. Also, we have a sufficient knowledge of void-related phenomenon to make our tower even better, if we so choose. Okay, just tend without medicine, that'll be fine. The ghoul will take care of itself. Okay, now you go get some rest. 0. Escape interval currently never. We'll see how long that lasts. We'll see if that lasts. I'm not confident on it, at least not right now. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Let's build a holding platform outside. This is gonna get real jank, by the way. Let's build this holding platform. Then we're gonna move some dudes around so that we can actually keep them in this room for a little bit longer without them trying to escape. Also, the bioferrite harvester is, in fact, not in range. Okay. Now, move the ghoul in here. Crimson. Okay. Now, get rid of this. Now, move this into here. And then we can move this boar back into here. Yippee! Bit of a complicated process, but you know what? It works out in the end. Also, Suki has a new sidecast level. Let's see. We can either do Eclipse. You can cause a spontaneous eclipse. Well, that is pretty nice.
Darkness.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's just drop a darkness cloud.
What a glorious little base it's shaping out to be.
So, with all the smooth walls, not that they're even remotely close to being done, but with the walls smoothed and whatever walls were ore that we dug out and replaced, we are slowly but surely making a functioning current throughout the base. Still a little bit left to go, but that's okay. Because the goal is eventually we're going to expand over here, and then down here, and over here, and da-da-da-da-da. You know the deal. Now, it's going to bother me forever that the marble wall that we build is not the same as the marble wall that we smoothed. That's going to drive me insane forever unless we replace the smoothed marble with a marble wall. But then it's less wall strength in case anybody breaks in and decides to go for the walls. Plus, there's more smoothed walls than there is placed walls, so it would just be a lot more work and time and effort for no real benefit other than it looked good. So, I guess we're just gonna have to deal with that, and that's just that. Ooh. Aha. It looks as though we're ready to get another side link for someone of the nature. Now, I need... I had this written down somewhere. I'm gonna double check. Silvermane, you wanted a side link, right? Yes. Warlord was the specific choice, and we do still have a puppeteer on the way. I have not forgotten. We've just been a little bit shy on new people as of late. Although, evil Bartaz has not had any serious health complications yet, so technically we could recruit other Bartaz and then convert it into a viewer character. That's confusing. Either way, you know what? It's anima tree time. Alright, everybody, let's clear and cheer and clap with the anima tree. Yippee!
It's time to form a link.
A psi-link of the neural variety.
And once we do, we're going to be so powerful that you have no idea what we are capable of.
Yippee! Alright, Mr. Silvermane, it is time to give you Conflagrator? You know, Kale might want that, now that I'm thinking about that. Oh, that will not be good. Well, for our colonist. It'll be great for Kale. Either way,
Warlord
has been achieved. Rank 1, Speed Boost. Physically augments the muscle fibers, ligaments, and joints in the caster's legs, tripling their movement speed for roughly 2 minutes, depending on their psychic sensitivity. What else can it do? Power Leap makes it so that they can jump like crazy. Ranged attack. Oh! Okay, that sounds insane. Firing Focus is nutty. What's this? Adrenaline Rush. Blocking all pain and augmenting their sight. Oh! Psychically augments a caster's prowess in killing urges, doubling their damage output with all weapons. Each kill reduces caster heat. Oh my god! Dude, Silvermane, you got a crazy talent tree here. And we have a runesmith that needs to be added too. I haven't forgotten that either. There's a lot. There's a lot that we gotta add. It's a lot to keep track of. It's a good thing I write things down. Because, while I may not remember in the moment, I will remember in writing. Beckon. Okay, that's a taunt. Mass Beckon. That's a mass taunt. Guided Shot. Alter the path of any bullet they fire, effectively doubling range and guaranteeing hits. Oh my god. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty good. I think we need to give Silvermane a Gatling gun. Thoughts on that? Never miss, double range, increased fire rate Gatling gun. Thoughts? That sounds pretty good to me. Not only did rare Thrumbos just wander in, but the shuttle has arrived for our feathered friend. Also, the Royal Tribute Collector is here, but, well... kinda don't want to give either one of these up, if I'm honest, because at the moment, they are just a whole lot of Hemogen packs, and their upkeep is not too insane. Now, these rare Thrumbos. Oh, we actually have a chance? They're both male, so we can't exactly breed them, but if we hit, like, what is it, 1% to tame them, if we can hit that, oh, buddy. We'll see. We'll certainly see about that, but, there is a tiny, tiny chance. Is somebody bringing... Oh, Suki's doing it. Okay, good. Suki knows what's up. She knows when to properly complete a quest, and that moment is right now. Also, because we have 3 medicine makers, let's go ahead and fuse them into an ancient, or an awakened, rather, medicine boy. That way we can grow just a little bit more. By the way, a lot of our hens and stuff are dying because they just don't have enough food because there's so many mouths to feed that we just can't feed them all, so. And bonk. Yippee! They've sent you a celebration package of aperitif. That's the puke stuff, right? Really? Great. Thanks. I guess. I guess. Also, we can level up Crimson's title. Let's see, we need an all-floored room with 2 braziers and no altars. That doesn't sound bad. And it has to be a throne room, huh? No altars allowed. So is that like... That's this thing, right? Our ideology, whatever? Okay, so we're gonna have to build a unique room for that. Well, whatever. We're not gonna do that right now anyway. Speaking of, how's our wealth doing? 77k. Oh, it's going up. And another thing I'm noticing is, we're out of steel. Completely. We are out of steel. But, looking at our people's gear and the like, we're doing pretty gosh darn good. Because everybody is just about as equipped as they can possibly be, all things considered. Another thing to make note of is there is actually a lot of steel remaining on the map. So, worst case, once we finally get around to it, boom, we'll just mine up that steel and then we'll be good to go. But at the very least, everybody is actually equipped, so fights we can genuinely just take on, and it won't feel like we're sending people to a near instantaneous death. Now we just need to, walk around the map actually getting the steel. I would say one thing that I'm not too excited about. At some point, we're gonna have to get some deep drills, because we're gonna run out of steel and plasteel and, this, that, and the other thing on the map. Our mountain base is so big that I'm curious if our deep whatever scanners can actually pick up steel or gold or jade or whatever. I'm curious what percent it'll have to just be like in our base. Because if it's in our base, that's perfect. That's actually super, super easy to work with. If it's like over here, that's a bit more of a problem. So we'll hope that having such a huge mountain base is actually going to be like a massive boon for us. But we'll see. We'll see. Also, our storage room looks a little bit weird right now because I am very slowly prepping it to have the really big storage containers. Issue! They take 125 steel. But look at this. They hold 48, and they don't take up too much room. So I'm thinking we just line the entire top with those, and then we line everything else with just shelves. And that should be good enough. Hopefully. I guess we shall see, though. Then as far as lights and everything goes, honestly, we're doing okay. Certainly could be doing worse. So, as far as base progress goes, we're looking pretty solid. As far as outfitting our people with the ability to defend themselves, we're looking pretty solid. And as far as research goes, both anomaly and otherwise, once again, really, really solid. So if we can keep up this momentum, we're in a really, really good situation. Issue? Doing things this way has set us so far behind. Like, we have the people, we have the basic equipment, and we have the basic foundation for our base. So as far as foundations go, we are set up, we're ready to go. But our wealth and our progression has seriously suffered because of it. But, it is what it is. And here's another thing. We can actually use bioferrite to make some weapons and quote-quote armor. And that'll actually help us out quite a bit. Like, for example, we can make the AK-47 looking gun with bioferrite. That'll probably be quite helpful. We can make some ceremonial hoods with the bioferrite. Like, there's stuff to be made. But, we kind of just gotta get there first. Which is easier said than done, as we've seen. After all, it's taken us, 4 episodes of just prep? But with this type of run, where we know wealth is going to be a long-term problem, honestly, I think doing a super, super slow start, how I have been, is just for the best. A bunch of cargo pods just landed. Oh, and it's all meat! Oh. We'll take that. Yeah, we could use a bit more food. Yeah, sounds nice. But yeah, prepping long-term, I think, is just the name of the game for this particular playthrough, which I understand that it's probably a little bit difficult to watch, because it does take so long for us to actually get started, which is why this particular episode is going to be so long, because I want to really, really try and kickstart us in this one especially, because we have all the foundations, we just need to actually start filling it out, because once we are completely embedded in the mountain, quote, quote, completely equipped, and we have enough research for us to be comfortable, then we start doing all the big royalty stuff and all the, you know, the cyber enhancements, the weapons, the armor. That's when things get real. So the longer we can wait before we start doing that and our wealth starts skyrocketing and we're having to deal with like 50, 30, you know, however many enemies that are just going to drop on our heads. We want to be as prepared as possible for that. So, yeah, that explains why we've been so slow. But boy, oh boy, we have been suffering for that slowness. How do you do, Wood Elves? Welcome again to our venerable estate. You're just in time, because Chucky proposed a marriage to Suki. Didn't you two break up? Well, either way, hey, who am I to stand in the way of love? It's quite beautiful, wouldn't you agree? Dang it, we can't sell our chickens to them. I will take your gold, though. Yeah. I'll take your gold and 66 plasteel, please. Thank you. That also gives us a little bit of reputation with them, which works for me. Also, can we give you a gift of the chicken variety? No. And I don't really want to give you our aperitif, because we might need that. Even though it's ipecac, but, you know, it's whatever. It's fine, I guess. So, what I'm doing, as far as the whole entity containment, I'm putting an extra lamp. Because, according to the containment strength, average lighting is giving a little bit of extra containment. So if we have 2 lamps, in a perfect world, that's 10 extra containment power, which is, it's something. It'll certainly slow them down a little bit, now won't it? I am also going to set these rooms, let's do -14. Yeah. Just to slow them down a tiny bit more. It's already, like, super, super cold in these rooms, but what are you gonna do? Now, smoothing the walls technically isn't doing a whole lot for us, but it looks nicer, and I think it helps with containment, maybe a tiny bit. I don't know that for sure, but either way, I'm just gonna bank on the fact that it looks nice, and we're just, you know, we're gonna call that there. Something else I'm doing, because of the constant relationship fluctuations, I'm building 2 relationship rooms. They are slightly bigger, but they can both have a double bed, so at the moment we can handle 4 people being in a combined relationship. It's something. You know, we'll work on it as time goes. But something else of note is we are finally going to be finishing up all the digging of the initial floor plans. Ugh. Oh, dark elves. You think they're attacking because we just traded with the wood elves? You think it goes that deep? They're like, harumph! You should only be helping us! Oh, distress signal. We're gonna ignore that. Go for the elves? All but one did. Alright, well, you know what? Honestly, fair enough. Well, you know the deal. 0, Crimson, and Suki. Go deal with humps. Then we're gonna watch our elven friends. I don't know that really went well for them, honestly. I feel like that could have gone better for them. Acacia did take a little bit of damage, but Crimson is now here. Oh, you chose a bad day to attack us. Now perish! Man, that Eltec sword hits like a truck.
What's the matter? Not enough defense?
Well, they're fleeing now. Whatever they leave behind, loot it. How are our buddies doing? Could be worse. I mean, more of them could have died, right? All things considered, they actually won their fight really, really smoothly, other than a tiny bit of friendly fire they're doing to themselves, but...
Fine.
You
are coming with us.
He's missing a hand, but we can make a real crappy wooden one, and that should be good enough. Because if we can convince our dark elf friend to join us,
then I think we have our final member for the time being.
Issue, we need a lot more hemogen, but that's fine. I'm sure that won't be a problem. Hey guys, can you cook? There's a reason we have 2 electric stoves. Can you guys pretty please cook? Thank you, Anna. Uh-oh.
A deal.
Maker has joined us.
Never trust an anomaly!
Well, except for now. A stunningly good-looking stranger stands in front of you. His face beams with confidence as he opens his hands in a gesture of fellowship. He says he's here to make a deal. Fine. Here's the deal, though. Fume. You are not allowed to wear or equip anything. Body mastery, huh? Doesn't need to eat, sleep, or comfort. What do you have on you? 11 simple meals? Holy! You just have a revolver. You know what? Revolver? No. Absolutely not. You do not get to use the revolver. Look, it might seem harsh, but he can join us. I just don't trust him. Also, what does body mastery do? He's driven by some unknown mechanism. His eyes have turned completely white. Right. Wow, Zero, you are not winning that fight. Uh-oh. That was oddly close.
Well. All right, then.
Now that room is You know, it's a good thing I put the security door here. Because I was thinking like, oh, you know, it could have been a bad idea, mate. But, no. It, worked out pretty good, actually. Now, we just need to get this stuff out of the door. Because it is making it so that everyone ever is just trying to escape. Silvermane, go rest Barnes. This is going to get tricky until everybody comes to pick this up. And Zero is, still being taken care of. You know what? Fume, come pick these up. Prove yourself worthwhile. Then, Silvermane, where'd you go? Arrest enemy Bartaz. Okay. Now, if you could... You're not assigned to doctoring. Okay, well. Kale, come tend to enemy Bartaz before she bleeds out. Pretty please. Like I was saying, though, that security door, really good investment. It was there as a just in case, and hey, the just in case happened. We almost lost 2 of our hemogen producers. Oh. That boomalope that randomly self-tamed itself, yeah, just died of malnutrition, and now our entire freaking... Well, that is a problem, alright. Good thing it's no longer a room. Also, most of the fire just went out for, like, no reason, but okay. Well, that certainly just happened, now, didn't it? Yeah, great.
Never trust a boomalope!
Well, fake Bartos, gotta say it properly, died of malnutrition, but, it looks like somebody has crashed nearby and is willing to join us.
Ibarra.
Well, okie dokie then. Baseliner. Xenophile. Well, I think I know who our final viewer character is going to be. How long are you under? 32 days? Oof. Well. Did I say Ibarra? I meant the Puppeteer. So, Puppeteer here had some specific requests, which I was happy to make happen. Although, Puppeteer is a different variety of vampire compared to Crimson, in that Puppeteer here is a far more monstrous variant. So, melee specialty off the freaking charts, man. But a lot of the other skills do suffer. Now, normally, the Strigoi is a lot more bat-like. I went ahead and just removed that purely because of the request of making him as handsome as possible. So, it is still the Strigoi. I just removed the bat nose and the bat ears. I apologize. But it's all the exact same xenogenes you can see right here. Although, the Strigoi has a real dangerous sensitivity to UV sunlight, especially compared to Crimson's, which is mild. So a little bit of a... There's a balancing act going on there. Honestly, seems fair, though. These stats, in exchange for being, like, unhealthily allergic to sunlight, seems fine to me. But as far as Vatiel Puppeteer Jet, we have the childhood of Pampered Lordling and the adulthood of Ballet Dancer. Then, for traits, Nimble, which comes from Ballet Dancer. It is basically just melee dodge chance. Jogger, so Puppeteer is very, very quick. Neurotic, that way work gets done faster, but the mental break threshold is just a little bit higher. And of course, gay, because it was requested. And then as far as abilities, get this. These are normal vampire things, right? Long jump, blood feed, but also animal feed, which means that Puppeteer can feed off of our animals as well. Piercing spine, coagulate, implant genes, heart crush. That's pretty good. And Hemosmosis. Suck blood from the area and turn it into hemogen. Pretty good. So yeah, Puppet here, real good. And it was also requested that we gain the Puppeteer, Psycast route. So Puppeteer is going to be extremely good. But we now have a second person who has an upkeep of hemogen. So we need to worry about that. But sunlight sensitivity, you can see, minus 15 mood. And only moves at half of movement speed. Also, because of the Strigoi, Puppeteer actually has talons that start. So, yeah, Puppeteer, gonna be real good. Welcome aboard! We have too many people. I'm gonna just keep it real. We got way too many people. Now, what we need to do is we need to set Puppeteer's schedules. Or should I be calling you, Vatiel? I don't know. Either way, you are in the very corner of the map. Suki is our fastest runner for the moment, so consider yourself rescued. Only thing is, you are going to be in a paralytic abasia for 32 days, similar to Suki, unless you recover quickly. But either way, welcome aboard! I'm sure we can keep you alive. Equally, I'm sure you will keep us alive when the time comes. I also don't think that we really need to recruit you anymore, so we have another hemogen farm. Oh, also, double standing lamp. Does that help our containment? No. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, well, you know what? We can make use of these lamps somewhere else then. I don't know where, but we can make use out of them somewhere. Alright, yeah, go ahead and uninstall these. Since they are currently not needed, may as well put them to use later. We have so many boars, by the way, that I don't think Puppeteer is ever going to go hungry, as it were. But we are going to need to feed you some hemogen packs until you're actually up and on your feet. I also went through the trouble of moving all of our medicine over here into our actual hospital, which doesn't have a door, but we'll fix that, because I thought it was just an overall better idea. I'm also thinking of making a battle hospital, maybe like over here or something. That way, if we're ever in a fight in this huge area, or like over here or something, and it looks like we're not gonna make it all the way to the middle of our base, we can just temporarily take someone here, heal them up, they're good to go, and then transfer them into our actual hospital. That's probably just a really good idea, because there's always a chance that we bleed out far before we ever make it back, since the travel time is so insane in our colony. People were also upset in-game because our royal symbol and absolute image were disrespected. So we had to put flooring inside of our holy room, and we had to put 4 columns, which is a unique one. I don't think I've ever had to do that before. So, yeah, that certainly isn't great as far as our wealth goes, and we're now up to 87k. We're almost in triple digits, which is not good. Funny enough, our pawns are not contributing as much as I would have thought. Buildings, on the other hand, oh yeah, that's where it's starting to get a little bit legit. But alas, it needed to be done, and so let it be done. So says I. Requesting 6 colonists? Fine. Oh my, dude, 38 goodwill or 12 honor. 10 days, though. Ooh. right. I mean, that much goodwill is kind of crazy. Especially with the refugee empire, who you cannot get goodwill with easily. Oh, we'll get more ways to get honor. But goodwill? We can't pass that one up. Now, as for who we send, that's a bit of a trickier question. But, I guess we'll see. Okay, who we sending? Let's send Fume, because I don't fully trust you. Ruby. Let's see. Acacia. That's 3. We need 3 more. Everybody else is rather important. It's for 10 days. It's technically not too long. I really don't want to send too many of my fighters. Anna, you can help defend everybody. Chalky. Ooh. And then... Kale. Alright, that's 6. 10 days. You guys be good. Don't get in too much trouble in the swamp. And I'll see you guys when you're home. Well, we went up to 46 positive relations. I was debating going for the honor, but the thing is, we're already ready to go up in our honor in our title, so I'm not super worried about it. Yeah, I'm not super worried about it. Crimson obviously has to stay here. Bartaz is basically in charge of most of our planting, and then Suki, Silvermane, and Zero are like our fighters. And then Puppet, well, he can't really go anywhere yet. His hemogen is running a little bit low, but we are down to 27 days, so any day now he'll wake up, probably. We just gotta hold out for 10 days. It's not that long. Plus, it did drop our wealth back down to 78, so there is that as well. It's lower. It's just not good. I did also end up making a bioferrite shaper, just so we can make a ceremonial hood for Chalky. That way he's a bit happier. And we can also make some disruptor flare packs once we have enough bioferrite, as well as some stuff in the future. Sorry, I got a Discord ping. So we got a lot that we can make at it. And honestly, this doesn't look like that bad of a little crafting room. I actually think as far as placement and everything goes, this is real smooth. Also, as far as that Discord ping goes, it was requested that Puppeteer gains a little bit more skills. So, at the cost of him not being good at anything else, he is fantastic at melee and also has a large affinity for crafting, which we need a lot of. So, double, love, passion, that's the word I was looking for. Double passion for crafting, double passion for melee. So not only is he a fighter, but he's got to make sure that his weapons and armor are simply perfect. Now, it is going to feel weird having the entire base be borderline empty for this span of time, but it is worth it. It's kind of weird because I'm so used to having so many people now. But as far as the base goes, honestly, pretty smooth. I'm now trying to dig our way very, very slowly down over to our ritual room, because we need to do ourselves some rituals in the future. So I figure the quicker we can get down to this room and get an actual full-blown ritual room ready to go, well, the sooner we can start doing rituals and getting all the benefits that they give. Then as far as the power system goes, honestly, we're looking pretty good. Manhunter pack, huh? 10 rats! Ugh, this is why I kept all my fighters at the base.
Alright, into position we go. Because here come the rats. The rats of danger and despair. But they will not pass us. Not this day. Not this life.
I don't know if we can eat them, because they are scary infected, but you know what? That's fine. Alright.
Get 'em, boys.
And girls. Mostly girls, actually.
You really thought a bunch of rats could stop the Mighty Four?
Soon to be 6?
But for now, the Mighty Four? Don't be such a fool. The monumental blueprint.
Yeah, okay. 12 more goodwill? Don't mind if I do. That'll put us at 58 already. By the way, there is a chance that Puppeteer might just flat die. I'm hoping that that's not the case. But, yeah, he's craving Hemogen. And guess what? He can't go drink it. I was gonna say slurp it, but I don't think that's the right word. He can't drink the Hemogen, because obviously he has paralytic abasia, and nobody can give it to him, which is a problem. Luckily, other than immense pain and barely being conscious, and, you know, minus 20 mood, other than all of that, it seems like it won't kill him, so that's ideal. That's actually, all things considered, best case scenario. Also, we did have some of the, what are they called? Celestial elves? Hang on, what are you guys called? Celestia elves. Excuse me. They came by, so I figured, you know what? All of our chickens, goodbye. The time for wild boars is now. And goats, I guess. And we get to make a monumental marker. It's, like, not even that big, so I am A-okay with just building this wherever. Honestly, we could build it just right here. We do need to move our horseshoe thing, but... Okay, move our horseshoe. Crimson, get on this, pretty please. Okay, so we move that, and then we come down here, blueprint, install, right. Oh, but that's marshy turf. Oh, it's all marshy turf. Oh my goodness. This is a little harder than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, boom, right there. Perfect spot. That right, you've never seen something as beautifully placed as this. Yeah, don't know if I like it, but it's in a somewhat easily defended spot. So it could be worse, and it's only 64 blocks, so it's whatever. Let's do the walls out of limestone. No. Hang on. Let's do marble, limestone, wood. And then we need to defend it for like 12 days or something, which isn't terrible. I think we can manage. Also, I'm debating just letting this guy go. We technically will get plus 12 relations, but I don't know how worth it that is. I'm kind of just worried about our food intake. Although, we are doing so good on food. Kind of. Alright, well, 7 of it just rotted away, even though it is 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, I think we need to make these bigger. That way more heat can get transferred. On it, I think that's a bit of a... okay. You know what? Just so I don't forget. 2. And then like that. So, and then we'll do 2. You know what? Boom. Okay. If that is not enough room to keep all of our heat so that we can keep this room ice cold, then I don't know what is. I don't know what's gonna be enough. Unfortunately, we are gonna need to break down our coolers just to get back there so that we can do that, but it'll be worth it because we cannot afford to have our food spoiling. The fact that it's spoiling at all is frustrating because I have it set to negative 24 degrees, but because there's too much heat, it just doesn't want to do it, so... You know, I had a really... It's not a good thought. What if we put a passive cooler inside of the heater area? That would never work, right? That would just literally never work. We technically could just, like, funnel it outside, but then that's a pretty massive flaw in our whole defense plan, so... I wish we could make a proper airlock. I've developed an idea most ingenious. Would you like to hear it? Good. So, it ain't pretty, but theoretically, this should act as enough of a... This is so stupid. Oh, this is never gonna work. But, hear me out. What if we just make a big ol' heat sink room with 4 doors defending us from the temperature leaking, and we just put a passive cooler in here just to try and offset the amount of heat that's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I'm gonna keep it real with you. But the idea is there. In a perfect world, this is gonna work real nice. Unfortunately, we are having to force Bartaz to do all of the mining because nobody else is home who's good at it. And Bartaz is the best at it anyway. But, don't know if this is gonna work, I'm gonna be honest, but we're not actually going to open it up until we've dug out and built everything that we need, such as the passive cooler, which I'm equally gonna put directly next to the door because I do not want people being in this, you know, extremely hot room any longer than we need to be. I also don't want them coming in here to mine and whatnot once we actually have this place started. I want them to dip in, load up the passive cooler, and then dip right out. That's the goal. We'll see how this goes. I do not think that this is a very good idea. But we gotta try something, because otherwise our food is going to keep spoiling, and that is even worse. Now we go to temperature, passive cooler. I would stack up passive coolers. Here's the deal, though. It wouldn't matter, because one passive cooler is as much as we are going to make use out of. It is already getting a little bit hot in here. That's worrying. We haven't even opened it up, and it's already kind of hot. Okay. Well, here we go. See, look, the airlock, in theory, will work. But, you know, it is, in fact, purely theoretical. So, that's just a tiny bit of a problem. Hey, Crimson, you want to, This is about to suck. Here we go. Oh, Crimson is such a slow miner. Okay, Crimson, mine this, mine this, mine this, and then get the heck out of there. Here we go. Let's watch the heat. Oh, okay. Equilibrium. Could have been worse. It's getting toasty. It is getting toasty. Okay. It's working. Kinda. What's this room at? This room is dipping to like 15s now. Okay, so hang on a minute. The theory is it has some grounds to it. But it is equally kind of feeding into itself, so we're in a weird, like, equilibrium state. But you know what? You know what this needs, don't you? This needs another door. That's all it needs. It just needs one more door. That's all it needs. And then it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, you know, we got the whole color spectrum of heat. Red, yellow, green, blue. But it's working. And it could be working even better. And once we get rid of these 3 bits of marble, it's going to be working even better. Bartaz! This is going to be dangerous, but come in here, mine this. Pretty please. Ooh. Okay. Did you take damage? No, but you sure are sweaty. Okay, mine this one. Okay, how you doing? How you doing? Still sweaty. You know what? Mine this last one, and then you're done. That's it. That's the last one. We don't need to do anything else in here. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Equilibrium reached. It's good enough. It's good enough. The fact that it's flashing means that there is enough heat dispersing that we are doing okay. So, you know what? Whatever. This storeroom is at -5 degrees. This storeroom is at 5 degrees. That's good enough for me. You know what? Victory is a victory. I don't know if the passive cooler is doing anything, but we only have to fill it up every 5 days. So, that's not bad at all. We take that. I see this as an absolute win. That right there, that's big brain gaming. And guess what? If somebody decides to drop on our heads in this room, boom, immediate fire, they die. Dude, I can't believe that actually worked as well as it did. That's actually shocking. And if we put an extra door, then boom, it works even better. It's not even gonna leak into our actual storage. You know, my genius. Sometimes it's frightening. By the way, I don't think this was a good idea. The fact that it's worked out this well is nothing shy of a miracle. And we are back any moment. We are back any moment. There it is. Yippee! Our colonists have been returned. Also, would you look at that? We got another package of the Ipecac stuff. Yippee. Well, there's only one way to celebrate all of us being together once again. Unfortunately, Puppet is not going to be able to join us for the moment, but that's okay. So, let us talk in great detail about what great and fantastic things we can accomplish so long as we stay together. It's because I was saying it slow, wasn't it? Look, I'm a slow talker, all right? It takes me a minute. Well, we have more elves coming to trade with us. That's pretty cool. And Suki has leveled up. So we can either do a strategic eclipse or an obscure. Creates a field of optical disharmony around the caster, causing affected allies standing in darkness to be completely invisible.
Oh. Oh.
Okay. Well, I want to go up the tree as quick as possible, so, yeah, I guess we're doing that. Huh. Alright, then. So, I feel like we've got a pretty good amount of progress in this episode. And yet, there's a part of me that thinks that we could probably squeak out just a little bit more. What do you guys think? Are you down for a little bit more? Yeah, why not? Let's make this episode just a tiny bit longer, shall we? I can't tell who the traitor is in this group. It's you. Hi. What you got? Well, you're not buying any of our stuff for too much. I will sell our chicks, though, because we do not need that many. In fact, I'm ready to just get rid of the chickens altogether, if I'm honest. And then you're not selling anything that's too noteworthy, so I'll just take 23 gold, and we'll call it a day. Oh, and you told us about some ancient soldiers. Huh. Well, we'll think about that. Fume departure. Fume thanks you for your hospitality, but says that it is time for him to move on. You know what? I'm pretty okay with that. Alright, Fume, well, thank you for the help. You were very, very helpful. All things considered. His biggest thing was just, like, cleaning up messes, which, believe it or not, very sought-after job in this colony. But, I guess I shouldn't have doubted you. Thank you very much for the help, Fume. Although, moving on to something bigger and better, it's time for Silvermane to get the power leap. Next is the firing focus. Yeah, it's pretty hot. Pretty hot outside. 89 degrees outside in the middle of night. Funny enough, very similar to where I live IRL. It is also, according to my weather app anyway, it was like 92 or something. Not during the night, but during the day. At night it was like 82 or something. Still not great, but hot, hot, hot. Okay, you know what? We can get a little bit more progress in this episode. I am determined to feed you guys. Wow, we just watched that happen. Oh, great. You know, anytime I say, oh, that should be enough for this episode, but let's continue, something happens. Like, this is not the first time that something like this has happened. Oh boy, it's the warped obelisk. This is not the one that sends us to the back rooms, right? Well, it's more study. So, you know, there's that. Oh! When did that happen? Puppet is up and awake. Okay. Hi. Welcome. That's A-okay with me. Hey, welcome aboard, Puppet. Nice to see you up and around. Trust me, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? And as your first task... Oh, Fear Cluster. We'll get to that in a minute. As your first task, you are gonna go bite a boar. Yum. Okay, then bite this one. Nice. It's something. Also, Investigation of the obelisk has revealed some information. It is an archnotechnological device that seems to interact with organic creatures at a distance. It is probably a piece of a much larger archotech structure that was destroyed or broken apart long ago. The machinery at its core is inhumanly complex and frighteningly powerful. Its purpose and method of action remains totally mysterious. If not suppressed, its activity level will increase, but you can't tell what it does just yet. And what is the sphere cluster? Oh! You know what? It doesn't seem as bad as we might think. 1 Milliter, 1 Scorcher, 1 Countdown, Mech Node, 3 Mini Sluggers, and an Auto Charge. That's actually not too bad. Huh. Now, we could get 3 advanced components, 11 You know what? I was sort of debating the Goodwill. I was going to be like, oh yeah, you know, Goodwill. 11 L-Techs? We simply can't say no.
And so comes the mechanoids. But we are prepared.
Puppet, Zero, Crimson, Suki, and Silvermane. All of us stand ready, albeit sweating pretty severely because, oh, it's hot. But that's okay. Maybe our main outfit shouldn't be black, but what are you gonna do? So here's what I'm thinking. We got a Scorcher right here. We got Milliter right here. And that's pretty much it. As far as mobile mechanoids, that's legitimately it. So, Suki, you come down here for the big one. Puppet, you come over here for the sluggers. Zero, I want you right here for the Scorcher. And Crimson, I want you back here for the Milliter. Then Silvermane, you I want you right here because it's a little bit of defense. So, let us move forward. They don't have a motion activator, so we can just position as we'd like. Okay.
Y'all ready for this? 'Cause here we go.
Here we go.
Begin the assault.
Expectedly, we are being shot at immediately, but we saw that coming. Puppet, come help with this. Crimson, come up here to the turret. Okay. Zero right here. Oh, that could be bad. What's its health at? 3? 0, you've got this. Silvermane, shoot it. Ow. Okay, well, the idea was there. Either way, we have survived our first mechanoid assault. No doubt we're gonna have a lot more than that, but, it's the first one. And all for the low, low price of a tiny bit of damage to us and 11 L-Techs as our reward. Oh, you'll love to see it. Oh, what a beautiful reward that is. Let's see, how are we doing? Crimson could be doing better. Suki is doing okay. Zero, just a bit bruised. And Puppet, also a little bit bruised as well. Well, you know, could have been worse. Really, really could have been worse. Actually, you know what? Puppet. Use Coagulate on Crimson. Bit of a role reversal, but that's okay. Boom. 8 wounds tended. Now, Mr. Puppet, if you would be so kind as... We'll kill... Ooh. Go ahead and go feed on the animals for the moment. That way we can conserve a little bit of our blood. Let's see, and then... As long as it won't directly kill them, I am a-okay with you feeding on them. I'm noticing they also give significantly less than humans do. So animal feeding is kind of... It's not a bad option, but it seems to be that going for people is very much the actual play. Oh well, we have so many animals that honestly we could just... Oh, no. So many animals that we can just... Yeah, look at that. 100 hemogen. Oh, you love to see it. Crimson is also going to need a feed on some stuff. Ruby, you don't mind getting a little nibble, do ya? Probably not. Oh, Ruby. Nyum. Let's see, who else can be fed on for the moment? Chucky, you don't seem too hurt. Nyum. Alright, good enough. Well, we have survived our first mechanoid assault and got 11 LTECs because of it. Very worthwhile, I want to say. Very, very worthwhile. Now we just need someone to actually haul it inside. That way it does not go bad. And it looks like our little miniature hospital is already getting some use. Really? Six humans, 4 guns to worry about. Oh. Well. Alright then. Alright, that seems about as good of a position as we can get for now. Let's try and bait at least one of them out. Okay, we're being shot at. How many are chasing?
They are beginning their assault. Good. Let them come. Let them bleed.
Alright, here we go. And... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We positioned this just well enough to where they are not going to get any value. Suki, drop a darkness.
There will be no gunfire from them. Now then, engage!
Oh. Oh my god. Suki got hit in the frickin' brain and now she's permanent. Oh my goodness. We'll work on that when we can. Zero, go rescue Suki. Get out of here. Then Silvermane, shoot here. Okay, Crimson, let's have you back up. There we go, and now they're fleeing. Okay, good. Are either of you about to die? 13 hours, no immediate damage. Okay. Where did Puppet go? Puppet? Huh? Puppet? What happened to Puppet? Is he in the darkness? I mean, he must be. There's nowhere else he could be. What happened? He didn't die. We didn't get a notification. He's just, like, missing? So he must be inside here somewhere. What? 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 Dude, I'm so confused. What happened to Puppet? He just vanished? He didn't even die? He just, like, disintegrated? What? What? He's not under you. He's not either of them. He's just not here. What happened? He literally, wait a minute. He literally didn't even die. Hang on, I'm gonna check this menu. He's not even on the list. He literally just vanished. What happened? That has to be a bug. There's literally no explanation. There's no body. He apparently doesn't even exist anymore. What? I'm confused. Why did Puppet literally vanish? Okay, well, I don't normally do this, but I am full-blown just gonna spawn him back in, because he's literally gone. He's not dead. He's not hurt. He just vanished. You know what? Didn't something similar happen with our elephant a little while back? Where it just, like, vanished? What? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna... You might consider it cheating. I'm gonna spawn Puppet back in, though, because he literally vanished without a trace. Like, even our history, there's nothing about him dying. Well, actually, here, show message. Pirates, torrential rain. Puppet is fully healed. That was yesterday in-game, though. That wasn't even today. What? He literally is just, like, gone. And it's not this thing. This thing does not do that. Huh. How odd. Hi. So, I figured out what it was, because I decided to look back at the footage, because at one point, Puppet literally just vanished. So, it piqued my curiosity. I looked into it. Apparently, when the melee kill animation is going on, instead of just downing the person, how I have it set to in the settings, it just deletes them from existence. So anytime anybody does a melee quote-quote kill animation, it just deletes them altogether instead of downing them. So I went ahead and disabled that mod because that is an insane bug. I'm guessing it's just incompatible with one of our mods. That's like the easiest and simplest solution. As for Suki's newfound brain damage, I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do a bit of a Moyo run thing, and we currently have 5 Glitter World medicine. I am going to put that Glitter World medicine out in the corner of the map, and for each Glitter World medicine, I'm going to heal 1 for Suki's brain damage. So she'll be at 9 out of 10 instead of 4 out of 10. I think that's fair. 1 Glitter World medicine for 1 level of brain efficiency. It is an expensive way to heal it, but since you literally cannot heal brain damage, other than through very specific means, I think that it is a relatively fair thing to do. It's expensive, it's painful, and therefore, it must be fair. But, we'll do that in a minute. So, yeah, apparently, it's the melee combat death kill animation thingy that's causing people to literally vanish. So, yeah. Gonna go ahead and disable that mod so that doesn't happen anymore. Even though it is a really cool mod, if it's causing our colonists and potentially enemies, or even just allies on the map, to just vanish, pop out of existence entirely, That's, yeah, that's a little bit too egregious of a bug. So at least we know what it is. We know what's causing it. We know how to fix it. I just don't know what is causing it to be a problem, you know? Because theoretically, I think it's a mod conflict, but we've never had that kind of mod conflict before, so I don't know. Either way, it's gotta go. Alright, so Suki is back to 9 out of 10. Now, Anna currently is carrying our Glitter World medicine, so let us be rid of it. Acacia currently chasing us to insult her on repeat. It's whatever. Okay, Anna almost there. Oh, hey, Frenzy Inducer. Let's summon Flesh Beast. Okay, now Anna. Drop Glitter World medicine right here. Stepped aside. No one can interact with this. Thank you, Anna, for the hard work. And at least you two didn't kill each other. Alright, so this 5 Glitter World medicine, it's gonna decay by 40 a day, so 2 days, it'll be gone. Boom. Fair's fair. Mostly. Ah, Shaman Merchant wishes to come by, eh? Well, who are we to possibly say no to them? Let's see, what is your normal? Ah, it's biocoded, never mind. Leave that there, whatever. You know what, biocoded stuff, just leave it. Just don't even bother bringing it inside. Alright, Crimson, time to go do some trading once they make their way around. It's a little toasty, so I'm a little worried that they might just try to leave. Oh, they're just gonna hang out over here, huh? Alright. Hello, how do you do? That won't really do anything for us. Plasteel, Neutromine. Well, oh my god, we can sell LTEX for 117 gold a pop. Silver a pop. Sorry, I saw gold. Look, most of the time it's gold. Okay, whatever. We can't sell our LTEX, technically. But if we wanted to... What I will do, though, is because we're producing so much, I will sell you 200 herbal medicine. And also take your 60 gold, please. And thank you. So, we're producing so much herbal medicine from our little medicine maker dryads and the... No, our awakened one got Scaria. Never mind. Yeah, just these little guys, they are doing such a wonderful job at keeping us stocked up on medicine that, honestly, we don't even need to grow it anymore. I mean, you saw, we have 400. We're doing good. As far as medicine is concerned, we're doing good. Once we can turn that into actual full-blown medicine, that'll be even better. You know, I don't like the amount of social fights that we're getting into. That's not, it's not super ideal. It's really not super ideal. So, as far as research goes, we're doing good. I'm working on industrial generators, and then I'm also just gonna do a watermill generator and a tidal generator, just in case. I don't think we're actually gonna need it, but it's never a bad idea just to have it in case we ever need to move for any reason. It'll be good. We do also have microelectronics ready to go, so once we finally have enough steel once again, I'm going to be building the high-tech research bench, and we're gonna be in business. Then, once we have enough steel to make the even better crafting areas, I'm gonna dig all this out. We're gonna put 2. We're gonna move this workbench right up here in between them. And then, boom! Our crafting room is completely 100% ready to go. Then, as far as our storage room, honestly, we're still doing really good. We just need to expand it that final bit more. And our heatsink room, I'm just saying, is still working out. It was a big brain idea, and so far, it's doing pretty good. I also decided to stick a single heater over here next to the rooms, but we have 2 vents that's gonna allow the heat to slightly circulate, because the thing is, it's a little cold throughout the entirety of our base. I don't know what a comfortable temperature really is. Like, 69 seems to be good, so you know what? I'll have it set to 70, which is the base. So, 70 should keep us relatively comfortably warm, and it should make it to where all of our plants and stuff that I'm trying to grow just for a bit of happiness and decor will stay alive, and we don't constantly need to sow new ones. And because we're in a mountain base, most of the temperature is just gonna stay. So I really don't think that we need more than 1 heater yet. We will need it, but for the moment, we don't. It's just something to keep in mind for a little bit later. Then as far as food stockpiles go, we are doing fantastic. Until everybody decides to eat, and then we won't be. It's a constant battle. Food is not the most stable in this colony. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It is not the most stable. But that's okay. In 6 days, we can get rid of this monument, which will lower our wealth a little bit, because currently, we are at 94k, a little bit higher than I would like, but all things considered, with the amount of progress that we have made, and the amount of people who are currently in our colony, honestly, 94k is not as bad as you would think. There is also the option that we could have turned on, which is time-based progression of raids and stuff rather than wealth. But I kind of just prefer the wealth system, because with time, you can't really offset the amount of time you've been somewhere. But with wealth, you can reduce it in some ways. So it's like, it's iffy. It's a real... Time probably feels a bit better, but wealth is just easier to manage for the most part, so I'm like, eh. And then, for our giant recreation room, I've added a tube TV. So now we have basically every single way to make ourselves happy in recreation that we could ever want. I even have a horseshoes pin in the corner just in case. So we literally have every single type of recreation in this room. Very, very nice. As far as impressiveness, because we don't have floors and stuff, we're kind of just sitting around the decent, mediocre, or awful range, but, you know, it is what it is. I would rather have a slow and steady start than a absolute rush of a start and then die. But, with that, I think that this is officially quite a bit of progress. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And in the next one, what we're gonna be doing is we might have to go venture out and try to find a thank you. We might have to go find a steel work site and potentially steal some steel. That's a confusing sentence to say, because even though we do have a lot of steel to mine out in our map, our people are just not very good at it. Man, do I wish that we had some digger mechanoids right now or something, but alas, we'll get to it when we get to it. What matters is we're getting everything done, so technically, is it the worst thing in the world? No. It is also kind of forcing me to play even slower, so there is that too. But dang it, man. Ugh. Either way, next episode is when we finally get every bit that we need done. Better weapons, better armor, more progress is going to happen in the next one. I think next episode is when the raids are really going to start showing themselves. Also, We do need to do Crimson's Acolyte ceremony, but she needs her own throne room from here on out. So we also need to worry about that. The throne room, from what I know, eventually is going to be gigantic. So, you know, slight bit of concern there. But alas, what are you gonna do? I'm also thinking next episode we'll try and just build like a super huge green room and then recycling room. And that'll probably be a really good idea. But guess what? That's even more digging, so, oh well. It'll be fine. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.